This is Ichi, and today we're gonna talk about the assignment 7. So in this assignment, we are going to first create a local database called ages, and then we can create another table also named ages in this database and do some operations on that. So basically, as followed by the guidance, we want to, let's say, first remove all the previous rows in the ages and input the 5 rows that are required here. And after we did this insertion, we want to compute what is the hex of name and age combination, the operation, and output the first row in the in this operation. So let's get started. So to see how I did this. Okay, so first is just some printing some information for myself. That's not that interesting. And first of all, we want to input using the SQLite to connect to the database called ages, and use a cursor to do all the operations that we want to do, and do some printing to the terminal for some information. And then we want to create the table named ages if not exist. So when we first time run this code, because the database and table are not exist in the previous in the like the it does not exist, so we want to create that. But if it does exist, then the SQLite will just ignore this command. Okay, and then we want to as mentioned here, we want to first delete or remove any like previous rows from the table. So it is exactly what this does. So we query the result to see if we have any rows before. So if it is, then we want to remove all the data, so delete from ages. But if there's no data before, then this whole block of code will be ignored. So later we kind of like insert this 5 data as mentioned here, and after that we want to execute the command here and try to see what is the first result. Okay, so let's try to run this code to see how things work. So Python. All right, so let's see what is the result. So here it's creating the table. The table is created successfully, and the code will check whether there's any existing data in the table, and table has 0 rows, meaning that the table is either just created or there's no data before. So so we want to insert the data that we want. Okay, then the data is inserted successfully, and we just print it out what is the data there. So this one should be exactly matching the ones that we hear. And now we execute what is the result for the required command as listed here, and this is the all result. And we want to return the first row of everything, which is this starting with 416 and exactly here. So that is the code. So as I mentioned, the code can delete all the existing data before it runs again. So let's also test this behavior by running the same code again. All right, so in this time, let us see the result. The difference here is we see that the ages table now has 5 rows instead of 0 rows in the previous round. So what the code will do is it will first clear the existing data and then insert the data again. So this makes sure that let's say if we have some dirty data before in the table, then we can remove that, clear the table content, and insert the thing that we want. Although like the result here is the same, but we actually did this kind of clear insert this kind of procedure to make sure that the result is what we want. All right, thanks.